the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Philippine Air Force expecting arrival of 22 Black Hawk helicopters. Philippines-Canada will sign key defense pact to bolster combat drills and military ties. Department of Health issues updated guidelines on preventing and managing health impacts of extreme heat. Pasig LGU shifts to distance learning today amid extreme heat.
Good day everyone, as well as our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Monday, March 10, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. In behalf of Ralph Suzon, this is Jai Simbahon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Philippine Air Force is expecting the delivery of 22 Black Hawk helicopters from PZL Malik, a Polish aerospace manufacturer, starting this year until 2026. According to Philippine Air Force spokesperson Colonel Maria Consuelo Castillo, Air Force personnel who will be assigned to operate the helicopters will undergo intense training to ensure they are capable of flying and maintaining the assets. Colonel Consuelo added that it is an ongoing acquisition and the organization has ordered 32 units, 10 of which have already arrived. Meanwhile, the first 5 units of helicopters were delivered last June 2024, while the second batch of 5 came in December of the same year.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Philippines and Canada have concluded talks for a key defense pact that would allow their forces to hold joint combat drills and boost defense engagements. According to the Department of National Defense, the agreement with Canada will create a framework for increased cooperation, fostering closer collaboration between defense and military establishments, improving interoperability between forces, and facilitating more effective joint exercises and capacity building exercises. The said agreement is expected to allow larger joint exercises, including the South China Sea off the Western Philippines. Meanwhile, no date was specified for signing the agreement.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
For other updates, let us hear the details about 4th Infantry Division joint operations. Capture high-powered firearms in Bukidnon clash. Go ahead, Spencer.
Indeed, Jai. Troops from the 403rd Infantry Brigade of the 4th Infantry Diamond Division captured 2 high-powered firearms and other war material during an encounter against the elements and leadership under the North Central Mindanao Regional Committee of the Communist Terrorist Group in Sitio na Mulasan, Barangay Silae, Cabanglasan, Bukidnon. According to 403rd Brigade Commander Colonel Antonio B. Dolno, Philippine Army, the joint operation was conducted after they received reports of an armed group in the area engaging in terrorist activities and harassing innocent civilians. Colonel Dolno added that given the reported large presence of the enemy and the potential for landmines in the area, the ground assault forces requested close air support from the Philippine Air Force and artillery fire support from the 4th and 10th Field Artillery Battalions. Meanwhile, after thoroughly searching the area during the clearing operations in the afternoon, troops recovered 1 M14 rifle, 1 M653 assault rifle, along with other war materials and submersive documents. This is Spencer, reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Spencer.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Philippine Army kicked off the 2-day Cyber Exercise Defense 2025 at Headquarters Philippine Army 4th Bonifacio, Taguig City. The said activity is set to engage 20 teams, each consisting of 4 members representing various universities and potential affiliate reserve units. The 2-day event highlights the critical need for highly skilled defenders in safeguarding cyberspace. Meanwhile, the Philippine Army is committed to fostering the development of expertise in this vital domain, reinforcing the country's capacity to protect against emerging cyber threats and vulnerabilities.
Forces News.
And the 1st Regional Community Defense Group, through the 101st Community Defense Center, conducted a simultaneous bloodletting activity at Dara Center College of the Philippines, Lawag City. The event, with the theme Dugong Alay ng Laang Kawal at mga makabagong bayani tungo sa matatag na sandigan ng bagong Pilipinas, aimed to increase blood supply for patients in need. The said activity was participated by the 101st CDC reservists with the civilian volunteers, reinforcing the military's commitment to public service. Meanwhile, the Philippine Army leadership lauded the active participation of the reservists and the volunteers, proving that their duty extends beyond national defense.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Jess about third major arms cache discovered in Camarines Norte. Jess?
Yes, Rolf, a joint operation conducted by the 16th Infantry Maglilingkod Battalion and the 85th Infantry Sundalo Battalion, both under 201st Infantry Kabalikat Brigade, 2nd Infantry Division, Philippine Army, led to the discovery of an arms cache in Barangay Malatap, Labo, Camarines Norte yesterday morning, March 9. Acting on a crucial information from a former member of the Communist terrorist group, troops launched a target search that uncovered a hidden cache of weapons and explosives. The recovered items, linked to Platoon Raymark of Sub-Regional Military Area 4B, Southern Tagalog Regional Party Committee, include 5 M16A1 rifles, 1 M1 carbine rifle, 1 shotgun, 1 rifle grenade, 5 long magazines, 340 rounds of assorted ammunition, 13 improvised explosive devices, 1 roll of detonating cord, and 40 blasting caps. Lieutenant Colonel Warren O. Daroy, Infantry GS Philippine Army, commanding officer of the 16th Infantry Battalion, acknowledged the cooperation of the former CTG member and emphasized the role of the community in strengthening security efforts. This marks the third major arms cache seized by the battalion this year. The 16th Infantry Maglilingkod Battalion calls on the remaining CTG members to surrender and reintegrate into mainstream society. Government programs remain available to assist those who choose to abandon the army struggle and contribute to lasting peace of Camarines Norte. This is Jess from Salcom reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jess.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Philippine Air Force will also investigate the South Korean manufacturer of the FA-50 fighter jet that crashed at Mount Kalatungan in Bukidnon. This was after the Philippine Air Force said it will look at any possible mechanical and human factors as among the angles in the said incident. According to PAF spokesperson Colonel Maria Consuelo Castillo, local experts can check the flight data recorder, but they will still have to call for the manufacturer to get more information. Meanwhile, the FA-50 fighter jet crash incident resulted in the death of 2 pilots.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And for our national news,
DWDD National News.
the Department of Health has released updated guidelines to prevent and manage the health impacts of extreme heat. The updated guidelines direct all DOH units, including department-retained hospitals and health facilities, to implement key strategies. The measure include ensuring the preparedness of health facilities and staff and promoting the public health literacy to educate people on staying safe during extreme heat. It also mandated all units to establish cooling centers in air-conditioned or well-ventilated spaces near public transportation routes, prioritizing vulnerable groups such as the elderly, young children, pregnant women, and persons with disabilities.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear our reporter on the ground about Western Mindanao Command conducts gender sensitivity training and decorum and investigation. Go on for the details, Gina.
The Western Mindanao Command conducted a gender sensitivity training and decorum and investigation orientation as part of its Women's Month celebration. The said orientation, led by the Office of the Assistant Chief of Unified Command Staff for Personnel, aimed to promote gender equality and sensitivity among military personnel and civilian human resources. Colonel Charlotte Jennifer Valdez, Westmincom's GAD Focal Point Committee Vice Chairperson, shared insights on implementing GAD in the Armed Forces of the Philippines and emphasized the organization's efforts toward gender mainstreaming and creating an inclusive environment where women are valued and empowered to lead. Meanwhile, Brigadier General Aldrin Anani, GAD Focal Point Committee Chairperson, highlighted the significance of continuous learning and reinforcing the campaign on gender sensitivity and equality. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina.
DWDD National News.
And the local government of Pasig City will shorten school hours and shifts to distance learning for public elementary and secondary schools, including the Alternative Learning System or ALS, starting today, March 10. The Pasig City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office said that when the local heat index forecast reaches 42 degrees Celsius, public schools will shift to modular or online distance learning. School's principal will announce the shift based on the heat index forecast for the following day. Schools are also advised to limit outdoor exposure, especially physical activities, between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Meanwhile, private schools have the discretion to implement schedule adjustments in response to extreme heat.
DWDD National News.
And the Office of the Civil Defense underscored the critical role of civilian involvement in enhancing the country's national resilience. During a recent workshop in Taiwan, OCD Administrator Undersecretary Ariel Nepomuceno emphasized a transformative approach to emergency management. Nepomuceno highlighted effective models observed in countries like Taiwan, Sweden, and Germany, where strong civilian participation significantly bolster emergency response capabilities. The OCD chief, the country needs to strengthen its own civilian response capabilities to better prepare for a range of incidents that may arise. He added that we must prepare not only for the unforeseen events, but also for human-induced calamities such as CBRN, chemical, biological, and radiological and nuclear incidents.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Joanne about BRP Cabra holds the line against China Coast Guard vessel despite challenging sea conditions. Joanne?
In a remarkable display of commitment and resilience, the 44-meter multi-role response vessel BRP Cabra has successfully maintained its position in monitoring the China Coast Guard vessel 3105, which measures over 130 meters in length. Despite adverse sea conditions with wave heights exceeding 3 to 5 meters, the BRP Cabra has effectively kept the larger vessel at a distance of more than 95 nautical miles off the coast of Zambales, preventing its approach to the coastline. The Philippine Coast Guard continues to challenge the illegal presence of China Coast Guard, emphasizing that their actions violate the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, the Philippines Maritime Zones Act, and the 2016 Arbitral Award. PCG Commandant Admiral Ronnie Hill Gavan has made it clear that the deployment of PCG vessels aim to persistently prevent China from altering the status quo and normalizing its unlawful presence within the Philippines exclusive economic zone. The PCG remains steadfast in upholding President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s commitment to ensuring that not a square inch of a Philippine territory is surrendered to any foreign power. Despite the challenges posed by smaller vessels and inclement weather, the dedicated men and women of BRP Cabra stand resolute in their mission to safeguarding the nation's waters and ensure the security of Filipino fishermen. This is John Sagok reporting from Northern Luzon Command for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne.
DWDD National News.
And alert level 3 will stay over Canlaon volcano according to the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology. PHIVOLCS Director Teresito Waculco said that the data on the volcano's ground deformation showed inflation. He added that it is difficult to say if the volcano is more likely to erupt or calm down because the ongoing inflation means pressure is building up. As of 12 a.m. yesterday, 18 volcanic earthquakes were recorded in Canlaon.
DWDD National News.
And the Department of Social Welfare and Development has announced stricter monitoring for social welfare and development agencies or SWDA granted public solicitation permits following new guidelines. DSWD Standards Bureau Director Megan Therese Manahan explained that public solicitation permits are issued to non-stock and non-profit organizations to safeguard the public from fraudulent solicitation. This also aims to ensure transparency in fundraising efforts. Manahan said that with the launch of the new online portal, the harmonized electronic license and permit system has become more efficient, allowing for faster approval times. The DSWD has also tasked its field offices to monitor the compliance of SWDA with the conditions of their permits.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And we have a report coming in from Beth about government troops neutralized 2 NPA officers in Cadiz City encounter. Beth?
Troops from the 79th Infantry Battalion neutralized 2 alleged ranking officer of the New People's Army NPA in an encounter in Cadiz City, Negros Occidental. And a report from the 79th ID, the troops encountered 7 members of the CTGs that resulted in the neutralization of the 2 ranking regional CTG leaders and wounded others of their cohort. The 2 fatalities were identified as Nonoy Punteras, a member of the tax implementing group of the dismantled Northern Negros Front of the Committing Region Negros, Cebu, Bohol, Siquijor, and a certain Kim of the rival group's technical communication group. Meanwhile, 79th IV Civil Military Operation Officer Lieutenant Dan Carlos Zamora said possible extortion activities are present in the area for the coming election for recruitment activities and preparation for the March 29 NPA anniversary. This is Bethaneta reporting for the AFP Community News, one AFP for the stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Taniete.
DWDD National News.
Senate President Francis Escudero warned that the surge in online gaming means that there is now a casino in every Filipino's pocket. The senator gave this warning that his office has received reports from industry insiders that total online bets could reach between 600 billion to 1 trillion pesos a year. Escudero expressed concern that while physical casinos can flag underage bettors to their facilities, there is no bar for a grade schooler to log into a Philippine inland gaming operator's account. He then asked government regulators to conduct a social cost state benefit analysis of the activities of POGOs.
DWDD National News.
And House Speaker Martin Romualdez is prodding Filipinos to volunteer for the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary or PCGA so they may help protect the nation's sovereignty. Romualdez emphasized this is not the time for inaction as another nation is claiming ownership of the country's seas on a daily basis. He added that China's aggressive maneuvers have intensified. Romualdez also said PCGA welcomes Filipino citizens aged 18 and above, including those with experience in maritime affairs, environmental conservation, and public safety.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
From Isabela, more updates from Meljoy about Reserve Command launches a Campus Leadership Laboratory Program. Meljoy?
Yes, Rolf, the 202nd Community Defense Center of the 2nd Regional Community Defense Group Reserve Command Philippine Army launched its Campus Leadership Laboratory Program graced by Lieutenant General Rolando Celito D. Bautista, retired, at Isabela State University Main Campus, Echege, Isabela. The Campus Leadership Laboratory is a groundbreaking initiative designed to elevate the level of advanced ROTC cadet training, aligning it with the best military training institutions in the country. This program seeks to equip the youth in the tertiary education sector with the essential leadership qualities required for nation building and defense of the Philippines. This is Major Inesio Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Mel Joy. Let us hear more from Ali about 4th Infantry Division continues to deliver devastating blow to CTG in Caraga and Bukidnon. Ali?
The 4th Infantry Division continues to achieve significant milestones in its goal to end the local communist armed conflict. The said success came after the recent operations leading to the neutralization of CPP-NPA terrorists, multiple surrenders, and the recovery of firearms and war material in the Caraga region and Bukidnon province. The deaths of Mirna Solarte alias Maria Malaya, the top CPP-NPA leader in Caraga, and Larry Garcia alias Joven, the commanding officer of RSDG and EMRC, along with his vice commanding officer alias Gaga or Garing, combined with the relentless military offensives of the 4th ID, have led to a ripple effect, increasing the number of surrenders, the discovery of armed caches, and decisive encounters against the CTG. Meanwhile, 4th ID Commander Major General Michel B. Anayron Jr., Philippine Army, reaffirmed the unit's commitment to continue relentless operations and directed troops to sustain the momentum in dismantling CTG remnants to ensure lasting peace in Caraga in northern Mindanao. This is Alali reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ali.
DWDD National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has appointed Maguindanao del Norte Governor Aldo Raofa Macacua as the interim Chief Minister of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region and Muslim Mindanao or BARM. Palace Press Officer and Communications Undersecretary Claire Castro confirmed Macacua's appointment. Macacua will serve as BARM interim chief minister until the winners in the region's first parliamentary elections are confirmed in October. Before this, Macacua was the commissioner of the Bangsamoro Transition Commission, the interim governing body of BARM, and served as a member of the Bangsamoro Parliament.
DWDD National News.
And the Department of Science and Technology received a good satisfaction rating. This is based on the December 2024 survey of the social weather stations. 62% of the respondents were satisfied with the DOST's performance, 14% were dissatisfied, while 19% were undecided. DOST Secretary Renato Solidom Jr. then expressed appreciation to their communicators in the government, academia, and media in helping the agency deliver science, technology, and innovation-related news to the public, especially during national health crisis and extreme events and disaster.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
More updates from June's of 6th CRG about Western Command celebrates 49th pre-anniversary with bloodletting activity. June's?
In commemoration of the 49th anniversary of the Western Command, a successful bloodletting activity was held at SMCT Puerto Princesa. The activity was organized in collaboration with Joint Task Forces, Reservist Units, Camp Ricarte Station Hospital, Hospital ng Palawan, and the Philippine Eagles. It received strong support from SMCT Puerto Princesa, which provided the venue for the event, contributing to its overall success. Participants included military personnel, reservists, volunteers, and staff from the partnering agencies, all coming together to donate blood in the spirit of unity and service to the community. Medical teams from Camp Ricarte Station Hospital and Hospital ng Palawan were on hand to ensure the safety and well-being of the donors throughout the process. The blood gathered will be distributed to local hospitals to help those in need of blood transfusions, especially in emergencies. Westcom plans to continue its outreach efforts through similar initiatives, aiming to make a lasting impact on the health and well-being of the people of Palawan. As the anniversary celebrations continue, the events serve as a reminder of the collective responsibility to support and care for the community, especially in times of need. And that's the latest update. This is Private Pelayo reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Junes. And now let us hear more from JR about troops identify NPA leaders killed in Cadiz City clash. JR?
The 79th Infantry Battalion was identified that two new People's Army leaders killed in an encounter in Barangay Caduaan, Cadiz City, Negros Occidental. The two NPA leaders were identified as Hans Ponteras, mid-40s alias Jojo, Lance, Teddy, and Moho, and Marisa Pobreza, 23 alias Kim, Renz, and Mia. Ponteras was the acting regional front secretary and finance officer or head of the Regional Taxation Implementing Group of the Kumiteng Region, Negros, Cebu, Bohol, Siquijor, while Pobreza was a former member of Squad 1, Centro de Gravidad, platoon of the dismantled Central Negros 2, KRNCBS, who was elevated as Ponteras' primary staff and the current regional communications officer. Meanwhile, the neutralization of the said NPA's leaders serves as a devastating blow to the NPA network not only in the said island of Negros but also throughout Western and Central Visayas. This is JR reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, JR.
DWDD National
And for our final news, some parts of the country will have cloudy skies with scattered rain showers or thunderstorms due to the shear line affecting northern Luzon and the eastern section of central Luzon. The northeast monsoon or amihan is also prevailing over the northernmost part of the island. According to Pag-asa, the Cordillera Administrative Region, mainland Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, Quirino, Aurora, Quezon, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, and Albay will have cloudy skies with scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms due to the shear line. Meanwhile, amihan will bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains over Batanes and Babuyan Islands. Metro Manila will also have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms due to the easterlies.
DWDD National News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates, same time, same station. Again, this is Jai Simbahan for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcast